upload very well. So we did a 3 by 2. Now we're going to do a 2 by 3. We're trying to figure out how long this side length is, because we're eventually going to tie this to figuring out side lengths like the hypotenuse of a triangle. Okay?
Okay, corner to corner.
Corner to corner again. That's perfect. So I'm going to draw a line from here to there because it's corner to corner. Does it matter what corner I start at?
No.
It does not. As long as you go from corner to corner and wherever they meet at a 90-degree angle. Tell me why the 90-degree angle matters. Tell me why. What is it about the area of a triangle that you have to have the 90-degree angle? Wes? I'm sorry? You're super close. The base and the height have to meet at a 90-degree angle. So that's why we're doing it that way. 2 times 3 is 6. Half of that is 3. Oh, it happens to look a lot the same. I see one right here, says Jess, and he's absolutely right. I went corner to corner, and there's already a line there. It's a 2 by 3. What's the area? 3. Are you noticing a pattern?
Exactly the same as the last one.
It's exactly the same as the last one. So,
Area equals 13 and side length is 3.6.
hold on. When I draw my 4 triangles that have an area of 3 and the one in the middle, my area is 13. My side length is, what's my side length? Good. Or, how's it related to the area? It's the square root of 13. So does it matter which way you tilt your square?
Wait, what's the side length then?
You tell me. If my area is 13, how do I know what my side length is? What's the opposite of knowing the square?
Finding the square root.
Finding the square root. So this one was a 3 by 2 and this was a 2 by 3, but the area was the same. It's the exact same as the first one. You're right. So it doesn't matter which way the square is turned. If the area is the same, the side length is going to be the same. The reason we care about all of this is because we're going to have to find side lengths of things that aren't easy. So for instance, at my mom and dad's house this past summer, they put up a bunch of telephone poles, some new ones, energy poles. The guide wire that goes straight up and down to the ground, they have to cut those before they put them up. Well, if they know how far they're going to put it out and how far the telephone pole is, there's a pattern so they could figure out how that is. All right, it's a rule we're going to come up with on Monday. So we're going to need this idea, but I want to practice a little more. I'm not convinced that you know, if I know the area, I can figure out the side length. Questions about this side so far? Questions about this part so far?
Oh, what the fuck? You hit on the wrong side?
Yeah, there's more on the back. So,
Hold up, Jack.
we're going to start keeping, you're going to work with your partners on a second on some of these, okay? And we're going to collect some class data so you don't have to do all of them. On our paper, when x was 0 and y was 1, what was the area? Are you with me? When we had the x number was 0 and the y number was 1, what was the area? 1. If you had a 0 and 0, you wouldn't have a box. So the area would be 0, obviously. Okay? What if I had the x number was 0 and the y number was 2? Not the side length, the area. That's great. So here are the areas. When it was 0 and 3, what was the area? Because you're all going to put your data on this same paper. I'm just going to show you how you fill it out. So you're going to get some squares, and I'm going to give you an x and a y number, like 0 and 4. You and your group are going to figure out what the area is and come and put that on the chart. Okay? What if I tilted this square, and instead of, I'd have the x number 1 and the y number 0. When you flip-flop them, does the area matter? No. So this would still be 1, 4, 9, and 16. Tune in, because you're going to have to fill this chart in with your group. What do you notice about these numbers?
Perfect square.
They are all perfect squares. You do not have this on your paper. We are going to collect some class data. So what's going to happen is I'm going to give one group this row. I'm going to give a different group this row, and this row, and this row. We're going to have 4 groups today, and you guys are going to figure out just the areas of your shapes. Turn the page over. Turn the page over. So, if I give your group the number 1 by 1, you pick a dot and it goes over 1 in the x direction and up 1 y in the y direction. If I give your group 4, 1, what does the 4 mean? Over 4 in the x direction, up 1 in the y direction. We're trying to find the hypotenuse of that triangle. We're trying to figure out that length. Okay? What questions do you have?
Trying to find the what?
The hypotenuse is the longest side of that triangle. It's a good question.
Finding